I'm going to talk about enhancing scholarship by solving math problems in journals. I'm going to take you through a very brief stroll through the world of solving mathematical problems in journals. I chose this picture because it kind of combines all this mathematical abstraction with a heart. In order to do this, you have to have a heart. You have to love mathematics, you know, for its own sake. All right, so first, I would like to mention that traditionally speaking, publishing articles is the primary method to enhance our scholars. However, there exist alternative avenues for scholarly growth. For instance, one can contribute to the mathematical community by solving math problems in journals such as this, Mathematic Educator. There are many others out there. Um, at the end, I will provide links um, to these journals, including the section that I direct in our MTRJ journals. Okay, and what is interesting about this process of solving mathematical problems in journals is that somehow um, you end up gaining some recognition, a personal satisfaction, and even fostering a sense of enjoyment in the process. That's important, right? You must like this in order to include or incorporate this into your scholarship. Okay, so now let me go sort of straight to the point and show how basically this works based on my own experience. Um, when you submit a solution to a math problem in a journal, there are two primary outcomes. Your solution is correct or your solution is incorrect. This is the best outcome that we all expect, right? Because if your solution is correct, there's a high chance that it will end up being published there in the journal. However, if your solution is incorrect, um, this scenario is not bad really, because in any case, I will explain. Um, you will got a lot to gain and very basically nothing to lose. Okay, so suppose we got the first scenario. Suppose the solution that you posted in the journal is correct. And not only that, it's outstanding and exceptional somehow. Well, then there is a good chance that the editor of the journal will publish your solution as what they call the primary solution, the exemplary solution, the lead solution. Okay. Examples of that, I have a couple here. The first one, this one, let me see. Yeah. Yeah, I submitted problem recently, a solution for the problem posted by Professor Randy Schwartz, a retired fellow from Michigan. He posted this nice problem about a dog roaming around this circular structure. And the challenge was to figure out what is the maximum area the dog can roam around, right? And, this part is pretty straightforward, half of a circle, right? But this part was a little bit tricky. And I had to use some integral calculus to figure out the area of this part and then just double it and add it to this part, right? Here, the sector, the differential sector with variable radius and of course variable angle. The details are there, the link is there for you to check it. But what is important here is to show that if this is what happens with the problem, the solution to the problem that you submit, then your solution will appear in the magazine as solution one, your name, and also the institution you work for. In this case, for me, Board of Manhattan Community College. And then some information about some other possible solution. Right here, it says that independently was solved by the proposer. Okay, then that's the best scenario, right? But however, it's not the only scenario. There are other possible scenarios. Let's go back here. But before, also let me show you this other example in our problem corner, the section that is included in our MTR journal. I want to mention that in the last edition, I posted this geometric problem. And among the solutions that I got, Dr. Hossein Ali posted one solution that was really, in my opinion, very ingenious and outstanding because it was very simple and straightforward. And I decided to give his solution the label of the first solution, right? But as I said, there are other solutions that come, and then they could be considered second solutions or even third solutions, right? They will be there. This is a different approach, but still I consider that it was worth it to show it in our journal. Okay, so then we have the first scenario, right? Correct, outstanding, and exception. Next scenario is this. Your solution is correct and outstanding, but not exception. What happens then? Well, then the editors of the journal may publish your solution as a secondary solution. I have again two examples here. This one, I think, is related to another problem that I solved here. And then you see here, right, this was the problem. The first solution was given to Professor Raymond Greenwald, an emeritus professor from Hofstra University. Here is the solution, very concise and short, right, but algebraically heavily. But then, since my solution had a different approach, it's a trigonometric approach, I used the angles instead. Also was considered as solution 2, second solution, right? And still they publish it there. But then, besides this, there is a third scenario. The third scenario is as follows. Yeah, this is another example that you can check later. The third scenario, sorry. This one. Suppose your solution is correct, but falls short of being outstanding or exceptional. Well, then you will still receive acknowledgement from the journal's editor, and your name will be included in the list of correct problems solvers published in the journal. Example, in this case, this is the Mathematics magazine from Mathematical Association of America. And here, let me show you a question that I saw. This is this. It's about complex numbers, some necessary condition for three complex numbers to form an isosceles triangle. The leading solution was given to Jose Herbert Nieto from the University of Maracaibo in Venezuela. Very ingenious. If time allows, I can comment on this very, very insightful solution. But then I submitted a solution, it was correct, right? So they gave me recognition. Look, inside a list of all professors or students who submitted, then I appear there, right? And then at least it's not that bad. As I said, right? A lot to gain, nothing really to lose. Now, let's go then to the final outcome, right? What happens if, for some reason, there are more examples here, we need to check. But what happens if, yeah, by the way, maybe I should show this in our problem corner. I have started to give the credit also to professors and students who submit questions, and for some reason I don't publish the solutions, right? Look here, for example, in problem 20 was solved correctly by Ihadul Islam. It's a former student of mine from calculus. He's from Bangladesh. So he solved it correctly, but I didn't post his solution, but I gave him recognition and acknowledgement, right? Good. All right, but now let's go over the last scenario, right? The one that is associated to this frown face. You submit a solution and your solution turns out to be incorrect or partially incorrect, but you know mathematics is exact sign, partially incorrect is basically incorrect. Yeah, so in that case, then the journal's editor will anonymously report the number of erroneous submissions received, right? It is not again that they're going to put your name there, they just will put it anonymously within a list of incorrect solutions. Example, this one in Mathematical Association of America is Mathematics magazine. I think it's down here. This problem proposed by this professor from India. This problem was solved by different people all over the world, and um, um, my name is somewhere there. I solved it correctly, but what is important here is that this comment, right? That says there were 17 incomplete or incorrect solutions. So this is what happens if your solution is not correct. Yeah, my name is there. Yeah, so they will anonymously, yes, will say that there were some incomplete or incorrect solutions, right? So as you can see, nothing to lose, a lot to gain. And I probably will start doing that too in our section. I haven't done this, but perhaps I will include it.
It's time.
Okay,
it's
now,
time, Ivan.
yeah, it's time
time.
because somehow I receive a lot of, but I don't have a hard running to say, hey, the solution was incorrect. I try to bring up
That's
the
okay.
goodness.
That's okay.
Yeah, but
That's
I
okay.
think it's that kind of because then the others can see that there was some struggle on solving this problem or this question, right? It's not really easy sometimes, right? But as I said, you have to have the heart, right? If you try and then you solve the problem and your name is there, it's some achievement rewarding, right? Yeah, very good. Okay, so then when this was the fourth scenario, right? Yeah, anonymously, yeah. That's so. Now let's kind of collect all our thoughts and put this all together. Here some conclusions, right? The first one, important. Let's give acknowledge to the fact that publishing articles is the primary method for improving scholarship, right? We are not denying that. We're just saying that solving mathematical problems can be taken as a complement for this, right? As a way to enhance your scholarship. So the other conclusions talk about that. This one says solving mathematical problems in journals offers unique enhancements to scholarship. Unique enhancement because, as we all know, we are all different. We think differently. We solve problems differently. We have different strategies, different approaches. So you kind of leave your mark there saying, hey, I solved this problem in this way. Active engagement in problem solving fosters critical thinking and analytical skills. Of course, if you do this, it's kind of like going to the gym every day and staying on shape, right? So that you can learn about strategies, not about only your own strategy, but also about strategies of other people all over the world use to solve the same problem, right? And then once you do that, you can transfer it to your students when you teach. It deepens understanding and mastery of mathematical concepts. This word mastery important, particularly I teach for mastery. So I really don't care much about how my students learn. They can learn in different ways. What I care about is that the point when they reach mastery. And I'm glad to report that some of my students, after they take the course, calculus courses, what I teach, a year after they took the course with me, they come up solving this problem, showing me that they really learn for life, not just to get a grade at the end of the semester, right? But they say, Professor, look, what you told me I have used, and now I solve this problem that you propose, right? It's very rewarding. Engaging with my problems complements traditional publication practices. Yeah, traditionally speaking, as I said, right, publishing articles is the primary method for improving scholarship. We're not denying that, but this kind of provides new venues, right, for you to improve your scholarly work. And the last one says here, it contributes to a more well-rounded and enriched scholarship profile. Yeah, so this definitely will bring variety to your scholarship, right? It's not just the case that you will just write articles, but you are doing something else, right? It's kind of closer, I guess, to creative work, right? Creative work. And it comes back to me what Hussein Ali said, creativity is intelligence having fun, right? It's kind of like that. All this stuff, you know, coming up all together. Yeah, and then thank you. That's all.
Okay,
The
okay.
references that I promised you are there, so I can post this.
They are recorded. It's recorded. Yeah,
Very good, very
everything
good.
is
So,
recorded.
including also
Okay,
record. Thank you very much for your time, guys. If you have any
thank you.
questions, let me know. Yeah, let me stop
Yeah,
sharing.
any comments, questions, please?
I have a question. So this problem with this dog on a leash, did you solve it
Mhm.
with polar coordinates?
Yes, yes, Margaret, polar coordinates, but usually the sectors, only the angle changes, right? But in this case, I had to make the radius also change because the dog forms a very strange curve there, right? After going around the half of the circle. Is that curve, the equation is impossible to find. It's just that you have to follow the conditions that are given by the
Yeah, so
rigidity of the chain.
typical. It's a typical region, right? But
Yeah,
in polar coordinates, so they
in
look kind
polar
of off.
coordinates,
But
of course, yeah.
this is a good example. I think I'm going to use it in my calculus free class. It's really
Thank you.
funny.
Yeah. It took a while to figure it out, but it was rewarding to see that they picked it up as an example.
I want to
Solution,
say
yeah.
also that there is a simpler version of this problem that I give to students in my early part of the class, which is solving non-curricular problems. That is that instead of circle, it's a rectangle and it's barn, a rectangle barn, right? And there is not a dog, but there is a cow attached to it,
A
right?
cow.
And,
Yeah,
and
they
the
use a
question,
cow, a goat, gazing.
right,
There are
right,
many different
right.
variations of it, but
Yeah.
it's a very, very good problem because it kind of allows free thinking, creativity flowing right through the mind somehow, which is what I enjoy doing.